having the Jedwards on his hands. And he was always in the media. He was always in the news. Wayne Rooney this, Wayne Rooney that, and it was off field, on field. He'll throw a tantrum on the field of play.
Yeah.
Uh, are we saying that Marcus Rashford is on the same level as
Well,
with?
yeah. First of all, I think with respect, you've been a bit unfair to Wayne Rooney there. I wouldn't put him on the same level of what,
Jedwards.
of distraction,
All
but
right.
Jedward,
Okay.
yeah, as Marcus Rashford. I mean, good a player though Rashford is on his day,
All right.
I personally think he allowed other things to come into his football life, and whether they like it or not, these Premier League footballers, they get handsomely paid, big bucks, because everything is looked after for them. They don't. The clubs don't want them worrying about anything domestic. Of course, they can't always help out with domestic problems, but
Yeah.
they think of everything: their nutrition, their food, their exercise, their training. Everything is covered. So all is expected of these people on anything from 100 to 300,000 or 400,000 pounds a week. All that's expected is that they stick to the day job, that they don't get involved in things outside. I'm not saying
Yeah.
they should never get. I mean, a lot of them do. A lot of footballers do a lot of charity work. They do at Palace, I know, and it's
Yeah.
excellent to see. They make films of it, and they're using their profile, their high profiles, with often young, disadvantaged kids or um, all sorts of people with health problems as well. And you see the happiness in the faces of for example, kids with Down syndrome. They
Yeah.
love the Palace players going there, and certainly over Christmas and much of the rest of the time, I guess, they love it. And so footballers have got some great things they can do, and most of them, I'm sure, do that. But I think it's the clubs have got a right to expect that players on these high earnings should stick to what they're good at. And not to say they've got no outside interest, but they do get much of the summer off. I mean, they've got time to go and do their own things at other times. And I guess there's millions of boys who would love to go on and become a professional footballer. It's a highly desired thing to be, and women as well nowadays. Let's face it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They don't get quite as much money, but it's a great profession for women and girls to go into. So yeah, but I don't think Wayne Rooney he's had a checkered past in a way. Probably when he was a bit younger,
Yeah.
he was often in nightclubs and all the rest of it. But I think Ferguson, as he did with most of his players, he controlled him pretty well.
It did.
Perhaps I missed things, but I don't really recall Rooney almost coming to blows with Ferguson or big arguments. I think he towed the line, and you could see that in his football. I mean, Wayne Rooney at Manchester United I mean, the fans, I'm sure, still love him there
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he was a fantastic player to watch. And what he could do every week, very few other footballers anywhere could do. He was just brilliant at what he did. Now, whereas with Rashford, who I think is an excellent player, as I've said before, I
Yeah.
think probably with good intention, he allowed himself to get drawn into political matters, free
Yeah.
school meals for the kids and all the rest of it, not commenting on the validity of that, but it wasn't his role, in my opinion, to
Well.
get involved in stuff like that. And that became quite a significant drag against his name. And of course, eventually he fell out with the club with all that led to. So I think that's why we don't think he'll stay at Manchester United. But I
Yeah.
actually think Wayne Rooney, yeah, he had his issues. They're young guys, very rich young men. They're going to make mistakes. But, I think he conducts himself. Mistakes. But, I think he conducts himself well. He's doing some more punditry. And although he didn't so far do very well at management, he's been sacked 2 or 3 times. I,
Yeah.
I actually think Wayne Rooney is a good a good what's the word I want, ambassador for the
Mhm.
game of Premier League football. I do. I think
Yeah, yeah,
he's a genuinely brilliant player. You can see
yeah,
when he goes to other clubs and you see film of him, video of him with younger players at Plymouth or so. They all hold him with a sense of awe because
yeah,
I think his footballing abilities,
yeah.
I think, made him legendary. I really
Absolutely.
think that.
And
So
even when he played
yeah,
for England as well, it was really good.
and he
When
became captain, didn't he? As well, I
he
think they
did,
made him
he did.
captain sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. So, the under 21, I think is a UEFA under 21 championship going on. Have you been able
Yeah.
to catch any of it?
No, I read something about some unfortunate punch up. I think the other day with our
Spain.
boys.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, yeah. It sounded a bit unsavoury, the whole business, didn't it? But
Mm,
no, I haven't really caught too much of that, to be honest.
yeah. Well, I did see that actually. I watched it on replay actually. Um, so I think they're blowing it way out of proportion because it wasn't that much of a. I think it. Right. So it involved a few players, but it was after the game had ended. So the game had ended.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it won during the game. So I don't know what all that was about, but yeah, it wasn't much of an issue. But obviously, the press are looking for something to talk about, and so obviously they are going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't. Well, I just wanted to talk about the game itself. So England, they're now in the semi-finals of the competition, as I understand. I haven't been following it per se, but I did see two England matches, one of them which we lost. But thankfully enough, it was the group stage. I think it was the last game of the group stage we lost to Germany. So we lost to Germany in that one. But then when we played Spain, England it was spectacular. Um, and I think there's like two Premier League players in there actually. Harvey Elliott of Liverpool.
All right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was brilliant as well. So he was brilliant
He's good.
against. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's good.
He's
He's
good.
good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know he was that young actually. I thought he was about 20, 21, 22. I didn't know he was that on the